Good evening, everyone. My name is Nedu. Chinedu. But yes, my name is Chinedu Izu Ebwenem. I go by Nedu. And welcome to my first podcast. Don't have a name for this yet, but there are a couple of names I'm thinking of right now. One that's been on my mind a lot lately is "What are you gonna do?" with "What are you gonna do?" spelled with my name at the end. And one that's been lingering over the past couple weeks is just a simple one called "The Nebraska Gentleman." But we'll see. Maybe by episode 2 next week I'll have one in mind. But yeah, welcome to the podcast, my very first one, the premiere. This is it. It's been a long time coming for the past, 2-3 years maybe, but this is it. We're finally here. I am sitting in my new apartment dining room with a bunch of mental health disorder flashcards in front of me. I'm starting to ponder the idea of studying for my license exam that I will be taking next year. I'm pretty excited for that. Not really, but it's got to get done. I am excited to get the license. The studying part, though, I don't know. But yeah, I'm here in my dining room, looking at my living room, and it is a minute to 9 p.m., so 8:59, and I had to make sure to start this on an even number, 8:58, because that's one of my OCDs still, odd numbers. But yeah, I have my laptop to the left of me, my phone right in front of me, which I'm recording on voice memo. Maybe one day I will get a proper mic, but hopefully the noise and the audio comes out okay for you guys to hear. And yeah, so this first episode I just wanted to introduce myself and really possible topics in the general background of the why I'm doing this podcast, the what of this podcast, and overall topics that will be covered that are at the top of my head right now. The goal will be to obviously talk about anything. I want it to be a very conversational podcast. There are many that I listen to on my drives to work that have influenced this, and I'm hoping to, be that host, that voice that affects others like these podcasts have affected me. Just be a positive light in the life of others that have also been a positive light to me. So this summer, wow, this feels very therapeutic. This is interesting. Apartment to myself right now, roommate is gone. I'm just talking out loud. I can hear my voice. I can hear white noise. It's just, this is the clearest and quietest it's been for me in a while, and I like it a lot. So the topics that I plan to, let's go back to the why. So this past summer, I was not one of my favorites. I'm just going to put it out there. It was not one of my favorites. I got a little bit homesick, so I went home in July, the day before July 4th, so July 3rd. And it's true when they say there's no place like home, regardless of, the good, the bad times you may have had back home. There's no place like it, and thankfully I'm blessed to say that home brings a lot of good feelings, emotions, memories, everything. And going home this July for a month was such a blessing. Seeing my mom, my dad, my youngest sister, and my best friends again. This was the longest I had been away from home. I believe it was 7 months. And for those who don't know, I moved out here in the East Coast, so Massachusetts, August 2015. I'm blanking on the exact day, but I remember it was about the second half of August. And I moved here for grad school, Springfield College, for athletic counseling. I have recently, or I should say a year ago, got my graduate degree in, a Master's of Education in Psychology, which I'm very I'm proud of. Great professors, cohort, just great people. And I stayed one more year to complete my required courses for licensed in mental health. That was another route I wanted to go in, and man, was that a great decision. It's opened up so many opportunities. I recently got a job in Connecticut as well, following a previous job that I was very thankful for, to have met great people at as well, in Brooklyn, Connecticut, and now I'm working in Willimantic, Connecticut. And but anyways, I moved to the East Coast 3 years ago for school. I had ideas of going back to Nebraska after I got my first degree in 2017, and I went home for that summer. And before I did, I decided to continue to stay and finish those required courses for a license in mental health. And then 2018, in May, I got that. I completed those required courses, and I stayed here for personal reasons, those being for another person. And it did not work out, but I'm really enjoying my time here still, and learning to find myself again. And that's what brings me back to my trip going home. I lost myself over the past, let's see, 2 to 3 months, 3 to 4 months about. And I cared too much about another person's happiness, and it got so bad internally for me that I forgot what it meant to be happy myself. I forgot what I enjoy doing. I forgot the interests that I enjoy participating in. I forgot what it meant to be happy and thinking of me first. I was always used to not just thinking about this individual, but other people as well. What made them happy, what made them laugh, what made them smile. And, going home really shined light on that for me. Being around people, again, that I know care about me, that love me, just being reminded about that, and them really highlighting the good parts about you was huge. You forget, you take for granted at times what the great people in your life. Someone once told me that good people are hard to come by, and I never thought about that, but ever since this person said that to me this past summer, it's really stuck with me. And my point with all that is to really, if you have good, great, positive people in your life that bring you up and that notice the qualities in you, not only keep them around, but recognize that in yourself, and really help make that be a reason you get yourself back, or maintain that positive attitude that you have for so long. It's so easy to dawn on the negatives, and especially for me, I don't know if it's because of my sign or whatever, but I'm a very perfectionistic person. I find the bad qualities in myself really fast, and I overthink. But having people in my life, that care about me and that truly do love me, because even that word love, after this summer, I don't even like to say that much. It might take a while for me to enjoy saying that word again, but with the people that have been in my life, it's just my best friends, and you know who you are, as well as my parents and my sisters. You just sit back and, you reflect, and you just thank God for those people in your life, and it's really pushed me to work on finding myself again. For the past month, I've been doing that. It's been working. We're getting there. Not there yet, but we're getting there. And one of those things I remembered enjoying a lot was broadcasting and just things with technology. In undergrad, that's what I got my degree in, a bachelor's of journalism, and broadcasting was that focus. Did a lot of writing. I did a lot of broadcasting over the radio and TV with Star City News, which, looking back, I will post that video in the group because it's brought so many tears of laughter to my best friend Guillermo, who will be he will be a repeated guest on the show, and I can't wait. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that. But people like him and other close people in my life have found that video to be hilarious, so I'll post that. But I just missed, the voice on the airwaves. I have the face for radio, and I really just wanted to do a podcast for a while. Mostly sports was the idea when I was an undergrad, but then since then, obviously, it's expanded. And so that's a little bit of a background on why I want to do a podcast now, because it's one of those things that I remembered really wanting to enjoy and being a part of me. And I want to hopefully empower, motivate, and help others become more open-minded with this podcast. Topics on this show are going to be very random. And as people know me, I'm a random guy. I ask random questions. I've been called inquisitive, and I'm starting to realize how true that is. And I think this podcast will be a good example of that. I would like to get my friends who are also now that we're older, goddamn professionals, on the show, and just the blessings of connections I've had over the years. I'd like to get them to talk on the show, really just have a conversation with me, and not make it sound like it's so professional. But really, conversations will go on about sports psychology. That's one thing I'm interested in. Health and fitness. So really, healthy living is very important to me, especially over the past couple months, because I started to realize I had a binge eating disorder. I couldn't control the portions I was eating at all over the past 3 years, and because of that, my weight's gone up and down. Thankfully, it's not where I was when I started undergrad, but because of that, it's really limited me to reach my goal of 180 pounds. And with this podcast, I think we'll get there. Making myself accountable in the first place when I started Instagram was what helped me to get to 188 back in 2015 before I left for the East Coast. That was the lowest I had been since I started college, and I'm so excited to get back there. And although people usually find me, I guess, to be, I don't want to use this word, but I can't think of another one right now, extroverted. Deep inside, I don't feel that way at all. I get shy and nervous really easily. And I'm forcing myself to kind of, with this page and with this podcast and with these videos I make on Fridays called Flunky Fitness Friday, which I'll touch on later, my goal is to really push myself with this anxiety I have built in because of this book I read last year. And I'm blanking on the title of it right now. I'm going to find it, and I will mention it. Actually, it was this year, during my internship. It was this year I read the book. It was given to me by my supervisor at the time, Susanna Adams, who's an awesome, wonderful human being. And it was on anxiety because I had a lot of clients dealing with this, and I decided to read it myself, and it's tremendously made me more publicly confident. And a lot of that confidence, I won't lie to you, has kind of erased since the summer, but I'm building it back up. And I'm butchering this quote, I think, but my philosophy really has been the only way around a situation is through it. And putting myself out there, I believe, will build that confidence again where I used to be, the old Nedu. The old Nedu. And yeah, so that is another reason why I'm making this podcast. But so to go back to the topic of healthy living, I'm pushing myself to really make this goal out there so I'm being held accountable to others, as that has helped me in the past, and really wanting people to follow me on this journey, because it could, maybe even 1 out of, who knows, 10 people that listen to this, 20 people, whatever. As long as it's affecting that one person, to me, that's all that matters. And so hopefully talking out loud like this, which is therapeutic for me, will also help somebody maybe like you listening too. But healthy living, I want that to cover, different things I find in regards to a diet that works for me that could be potentially working for somebody else that's in a similar situation. Really capitalizing on important foods and why they're important. Exercises that could be beneficial for maybe an injury or a certain area in the body that you feel, oh, maybe I can't do that exercise, but hey, I can adjust and do this. Or, I don't like doing this part, but I want to get more toned in this area. What are some fun exercises that I can do to make this more fun and make me more motivated to do it today, tomorrow, and so on, continuously? That would be my goal with the whole healthy living aspect, and hopefully I'll find a friend that's very into dieting, and I met great people during my internship in San Diego 2 years ago, and that'll be a goal of mine to find someone out there that there's a couple people that come to mind right now that I think would benefit, me and other people listening to really stick with their eating goals, because it ain't easy, I'll tell you that. It is not easy at all. So healthy living, sports psych. With the sports psych aspect, I want to get some former colleagues on here, as well as people I've been fortunate to meet at ASP conferences who are doing amazing things in the professional world as well as with collegiate teams, and really get their point of view and experience with various mental skills that have helped athletes in their field. A lot of that, one of my biggest curiosities has been for a long time mindfulness, resilience, confidence, communication, emotional regulation, and there's a lot of other ones that I've been really fortunate to work with athletes in the past that I'll bring to the table as well. But I really would like to get other voices that are experiencing the heavier and the more awesome stuff that I'm doing right now, that I think could really be effective for people who really don't know what sports psychology is or athletic counseling, are very interested in maybe one day their child working with someone like myself or one of the people I have on. Another topic I would like to expand, I already mentioned this, but mindfulness. So not only with athletes, but professionals that I work with mindfulness, or whose focus that is right now, because it is such an important skill to have, especially if you're in a position like myself and you're battling, really trying to eat healthy. So that's another topic I like to expand on. Another would be I'm blanking. Oh my gosh. Conditioning overall. So I have a couple friends of mine that I would like to bring on to help again with those suffering from an injury that's whether back related, leg related. I'm going through that right now with my left leg. It's been a month since my knee sprain during a softball game, and I still cannot bend it completely, and I can't go all the way down on my left, but I can on my right, so that's been frustrating. Probably have to check that out, but my stubborn ass won't let me get there. That's another thing on the show. We can say whatever the fudge we want to. There's nothing that's going to really hold me back. I can say shut the filet mignon. I can say suck my ice cream cone. I could even say get the pug out of here. Lick my volleyballs or stick it up your brass rail. Anything really. Anything we can say. We're not. This is the 1 hour a week. I don't know if I'll actually be talking for an hour. That might be too much. Maybe 20 minutes to 45. Who knows? Who knows? It's going to be natural. But anyways, this is the one time of the week where the man doesn't control us. Control us during Monday through Friday. But hey, not my hour. It's between you, people listening, and myself. And now, is this podcast going to be big? I don't know. I don't think it will. I think if I can just reach 5 people a week, that'll be nice. That'll be really nice. Now, is this going to be big? Is it going to be reaching 100 people? I don't know. Is it going to be number one rated podcast? I don't know. I can't answer that. I'm not a future. I don't know. Is it going to gain more than 20 listeners? I don't know. Become the worldwide leader in podcasts? No. But I'm going to treat it that way. And you know why? Because that is fun. I'm huge into the make-believe and treating things bigger than they are. And you'll see that in some of my skits. But, after a full week of being professional and work, I get all the time that I'm very mature for my age, but little do people know I can be a freaking child and a little boy. And I enjoy it. It's something I take pride in. It's not something I'm going to, it's not something I'm going to be mad about. I can be very, like a boy and make believe things and have fun with it. Maybe it's because I was younger as in like a year ago. Acting became very attractive to me and doing skits. So maybe that make-believe mindset stems from that. I don't know, but I'm going to treat this like it's the biggest podcast of the week. I'm going to have fun. Because it is fun to do that. I choose to use my time off my regular job to have fun. Because that provides me and hopefully provides you listening that nice escape of even just for a little bit of time. So yes, I'm gonna put that idea out there. That whole, let's put this out there. We're gonna have great guests on here, not just my friends who we're gonna have great conversations with, but also, maybe we'll have some famous people. Like I don't know, maybe Oprah. Let's put that out there. Let's put it out there that we are gonna have Oprah on the show someday. And if she's listening, Oprah, thank you for being so influential to me and other people. And we'll get you on someday, hopefully, if your people call my people. I don't know. I don't have any people, so that people's me. But anyways, that's the goal. We're putting that in the atmosphere because I believe dreams come to reality once you put them out there, out of your head and into the earth. This is Earth. So yeah, we're going to cover sports side. We're going to cover mindfulness. We're going to cover healthy living, which will involve different fitness and exercise regimens and food that should be highly recommended to live a healthier lifestyle. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about gender and race issues as well. Over the past 2 years, I really credit a class I took at the end of my first year or second, I think it was my second year now, I can't remember, of grad school, called Counseling Diverse Populations with Dr. Allison McCain, and really expanded my views on just so many things, especially male privilege, and because of that, I choose to, speak out on things that I don't see right. Obviously, joking about certain things is different, but we'll get deeper into this as well. I'm very curious to know what people, especially on the topic of race too. We are going to talk about the use of the N-word and something that I have my own views on, and I know other people have opposing views on, and that's one debate, or I should say conversation, I plan on having on here as well. So yes, race and gender. We'll talk about sports is another thing. I originally wanted to start this podcast in August, but then the injury happened, so I couldn't really talk about fitness because I wasn't doing it. Out for a while, and also then I wanted to start it about a week or two ago, but then the Cubs, unfortunately, this past week, they left the postseason early. And it was a trying season with injuries and other things going on, which we'll elaborate on another episode, but I was hoping to cover the postseason with the Cubs still in attendance. But unfortunately, I guess I'll have another team to choose to support. I don't know if that's going to be the Red Sox, but we'll see. Could be the Red Sox because they're the closest team. Those Yankees, man, they are fun to watch, though. My gosh. The Bronx Bombers and each guy in the lineup hitting 20 home runs. Are you kidding me? That's video game dreams, man. But we are going to talk about baseball. We are going to touch on football as well. My reigning champs, the Eagles. And the NBA season starting. I know preseasons are now a lot of trash talking already between the Celtics and Cavaliers. But yeah, we're going to talk about sports. It's a passion. I love sports, so that'll never, ever change. And there'll be other things we will talk about as well. Favorite shows, you maybe recapping an episode of, I don't know, This Is Us, or, I don't know, Empire, Ballers, Power, Stranger Things. And I'll also be interested to know what shows people recommend out there, because my downtime now, there are shows I will be interested in catching up on. I'm already caught up, thankfully, on This Is Us. Empire I just caught up with the other day. I think that was yesterday, actually. And yeah, I'm very intrigued. I've been hearing shows like Shameless, Orange is the New Black. I still have not gotten to those, but the goal is to. And I'll also be interested in hearing what other podcasts people like to listen to and why. On my drive to work, I listen to a couple comedians and a sports psych coach. But I'm very interested to learn, and obviously the Breakfast Club. I was just watching Kevin Hart and Tiffany Haddish's interview right now, but yeah, this podcast I want to use to also inform myself from you all. And you all as in the one or two people listen to this, I don't care. Doesn't matter. But again, we're going to treat this big, y'all. We're going to treat this like it's going to be the Worldwide Leader podcast. We're going there. Let's have that mindset of really wanting to affect as many people as we can. And at the very least, providing some light to begin the week for people. I plan on recording these on possibly Sunday nights and either uploading them night of or Monday mornings. So stay tuned. But as of right now, I think that's all I can think of. It's 9:25, which is an okay odd number to end on. But yeah, right now, that's really all I can think of. Oh, other topics. I do want to mention this. Pet peeves as well. Different pet peeves people have. Different quote-unquote OCDs people have as well. And different hidden talents. You know, I can squeak my ears, which I didn't really care or think it was a big deal. But whenever I do that in class, people would be astonished. Maybe it was because, I don't know. I'd be interested in hearing what other people have that they can do that not many people know about. Again, serious issues is another thing I want to cover. Proud moments as well. So I want to start with each podcast a segment called Tell Me Something Good. And I'll sing it when I say that word on future episodes. So if you want to hear me sing terribly, definitely stay tuned and listen. Your mental health will be another topic covered, and maybe some foods or restaurants people recommend too. I'm taking a break from restaurants this month. I'll be interested to know either people around here have any in mind, people back home, or people just generally anywhere I can visit and just be like, okay, Jay recommended me this place, and he was right, or Jay recommended this place, and he was terribly wrong. Why the hell did he bring me here? But yeah, let's do it. I heard the word. I was at a wine and potluck party last night, and I heard the word foodies, and I'm assuming that's somebody that likes food. So if that's the case, let's bring that on here as well. Yeah, music is something I'm interested in. I'd be curious to learn what other people are listening to that's really catching your ears, your eyes, your feel good, just what's making you feel good at the moment. Music is something I see colors when I listen to music, and obviously the effects of it. Research shows the effects that it has on the human heart, the soul, the mind, attitude, mood. It's ridiculous the crazy things it does. I do write music. I've done that since I think my last year of high school. I mean, I did it when I was younger, but I don't think we want to get into those lyrics. Those are pretty bad. But seriously, getting into it, end of high school, beginning of college, and I want to get back into it again. I have so many of it in my mind. That one goal, a side goal for me in the future would be to hopefully get a song out there for another artist. Not for me to sing on it, but for me to just pitch these lyrics. And maybe, who knows, maybe one day I'll sing some of the laughable content that I've created. Because I really do want to, I'm all about humiliation and humbling ourselves and really giving, the biggest reason, too, I made this page is not to just inspire others, but, I've noticed I make myself laugh. And I now get why my dad laughs a lot of his jokes. They really are dad jokes, and I would get bothered by it, but now I find them hilarious. Hilarious. And I honestly do, when I make these videos, the intent, if I ever post them, is also to provide that happiness to me, to put a smile on my face, to make myself laugh. And, with this podcast, like I said earlier, I'm learning, like what other podcasters have said, especially the comedians, that it is therapeutic, and I'm already experiencing that now. And, yeah, I think we should end there for the introduction of this podcast, the premiere on Voice Memo. Man, that was fun. I'm very excited to have my boy Guillermo on. You guys will really, those of you who don't know us two or in our friendship, I think you'll enjoy the back and forth we got going on. And he's one of the few people in this world I can honestly think of. Maybe the only one, I don't know, maybe the only one I can think of that we could talk for, I shouldn't say the only one, but he's someone that easily comes to mind where we could talk, be over at each other's places, especially when I was over this summer, for hours and hours and hours, and just never get bored with each other, never feels forced. And I guess why they call it a best friend. He's one of my best friends, and I can't wait for you guys to hear him and his thoughts. He's a cool dude, cool gentleman, cool Nebraska gentleman too. And I think I will have him as my first guest. So we'll see. Next week, maybe I'll just title it the Guillermo episode. I don't know. We'll think about it. And hopefully I'll have a name by then too. What are you going to do? Or a Nebraska gentleman? I don't know. Maybe something else will spark up to me, but I'm really digging one of those two. So we will find out. But I think this is it. This is the end of the premiere episode or introduction, the preface to the actual season coming up of this untitled podcast. And unfortunately we couldn't get Oprah on today, but maybe we'll get her next time. Stay tuned. Anyways, thank you for listening. And I'm hoping that this show does provide you entertainment, or at least leaves you by the end of it thinking differently and expanding your beautiful minds. So peace, love, and may your skills be with you. God bless.